Today, thousands of chiropractors and millions of patients have benefited from instrument adjusting. The mere numbers speak for themselves. A recent survey conducted by the National Board of Chiropractic Examiners of over 10,000 chiropractors reported that over 70% of chiropractors use an adjusting instrument in their practice. These doctors were found to use an adjusting instrument in the care of over 20% of their patients. We all have those situations in practice when we desire to use less force to administer the adjustment or deliver a non-rotational chiropractic technique. This is the perfect opportunity to use an adjusting instrument. And let's face it, many patients simply prefer the low force and specificity of an instrument-delivered adjustment. The result is satisfied patients who enjoy returning and refer their friends and family. Incorporating an adjusting instrument into your practice also allows you to expand the services that you provide, from caring for pediatric to geriatric patients and everyone in between. You'll also find that you can treat extremities and sports injuries with ease. And for the doctor, using an instrument is easier and less stressful on your body, allowing you to see more patients with less wear and tear on yourself. I'm Dr. Colloca, and I'm here to share with you the benefits of instrument adjusting and introduce you to the Impulse Adjusting Instrument, the most technologically advanced device of its kind in the marketplace today. Traditionally, chiropractors have had to squeeze spring-loaded devices to deliver an instrument thrust. This has caused hand and wrist pain for many doctors due to the squeezing of the heavy trigger mechanism that's necessary to activate the device. The situation is further compounded by the blunt recoil from the spring back into your wrist as these instruments fire. We've solved this problem with an electronic trigger that is as light as a feather to pull, taking off all the stress from your hands and wrists. We've also added a shock-absorbing rubber handle grip to further minimize recoil. Thanks to the new instrument design, you can stop beating yourself up and benefit from many more years in practice without wrist, arm, and hand pain. From the first time you use the instrument, you'll notice that adjustments are crisp, fast, and specific. The device is very light and is made of strong and durable plastic that will hold up over the years. The most exciting features of this new adjusting instrument are the technological advances that we have made after years of research. Let me introduce Dr. Tony Keller to tell you about the features of the Impulse Adjusting Instrument. With over 70 publications in some of the finest scientific journals in the world, Professor Keller is well known in the fields of orthopedics and biomechanics. He is currently a full professor in the departments of mechanical engineering and orthopedics and rehabilitation at the University of Vermont. Tony also has several patents to his credit, with several from his inventions of other chiropractic adjusting instruments that are currently in the marketplace. Together, Dr. Keller and I have been collaborating on chiropractic research and specifically instrument adjusting for the past 10 years. In the 1990s, we co-authored the Mosby-published Activator Methods Chiropractic Technique textbook, and in 2003, we received the highest honor at the World Federation of Chiropractic for our neuromechanical research. Here's Dr. Keller.
Thanks, Chris. Impulse has been designed to deliver 3 different force settings to suit the needs of the chiropractic clinician. The low force setting produces about 75 newtons, which is lighter than the spring-loaded devices that are currently on the market. At 150 newtons, the medium force setting is similar to other chiropractic adjusting instruments. The high force setting produces 300 newtons, which is almost twice as much as other handheld adjusting devices.
The lowest force setting is enabled with the switch in the down position. We like to use this setting for the upper cervical region, for pediatrics, and for excessively tender areas of the spine and extremities. In the middle position, medium force adjustment is selected. This setting is ideal for adjusting the thoracic spine, lower cervicals, and many of the extremity joints. With the switch in the up position, the highest force setting is selected. The high force setting is ideal for use in the lumbar spine and sacroiliac joint, where more force is needed to accomplish the adjustment. Prior to applying the instrument to the patient, you should familiarize yourself with each of the instrument's 3 force settings. You can get a feel for the force settings by activating the device against your hand. Always ensure that you've selected the right force setting that you determine is clinically indicated.
Our research has found that the Impulse is twice as fast as the spring-loaded devices commonly used by chiropractors, and is more than 100 times faster than manual adjustments. The decreased pulse duration stimulates neuromechanical pathways that are essential to instrument adjusting. The thrust impulse delivered is also faster than the body's natural tendency to tighten up and resist the force of the thrust, another advantage of instrument adjusting. Over the past 20 years, I have conducted spine biomechanics research with university support and funding from government agencies, including NASA and the National Institutes of Health. During the past 5 years, Dr. Colloca and I have published a number of papers that deal specifically with the importance of impulse frequency content in accomplishing the chiropractic adjustment. The rate at which the force is being applied to the body directly influences the frequency content of the adjustment. So if the correct frequency is delivered, then mechanically sensitive structures are optimally stimulated. More bone movement can also be produced with less force during the application of dynamic impulsive adjustments. In the journal Clinical Biomechanics, we reported that dynamic mechanical excitation of the spine will produce up to twice as much bone movement compared to lower frequency or more static forces. The impulse adjusting instrument was designed specifically with this in mind. This computer simulation illustrates the spine motion that occurs with impulsive type adjustments. The impulse adjusting instrument has been developed to produce a Haversine-like waveform, which is the optimal waveform shape that will mechanically stimulate a multitude of frequencies within the body. Note that the pulse duration is only 2 milliseconds or 1/500th of a second. Our research comparing the impulse to existing spring-type instruments clearly demonstrates the superiority of impulse adjusting. In fact, we recently published a paper that shows a 50% improvement in the overall frequency-specific adjustment capabilities of the impulse instrument in comparison to other handheld devices. By tuning the instrument to the right frequency range, we have created a device that results in more efficient chiropractic adjustments. Improved efficiency was another specific goal in developing the impulse adjusting instrument.
An additional benefit of impulse is its versatility. We have designed the instrument to deliver single or multiple impulse type adjustments. Pull the trigger once and the instrument delivers one thrust. Hold the trigger down and the instrument thrusts continuously at 6 Hz for 2 seconds. Repeated thrusts are perfect for inducing further joint motion and for resetting neuromuscular reflexes. Have you ever wondered how hard to preload prior to thrusting? Impulse has preload control built into the nose piece of the instrument. This feature guides you to know how much force to apply prior to delivering the thrust. Simply press down until the spring is fully compressed and pull the trigger. You'll achieve the optimum soft tissue compression with this preload control feature. You'll notice that when the stylus is preloaded, the indicator light will change from red to green, signaling that you are now ready to adjust. However, the impulse adjusting instrument is designed specifically to suit your needs. So of course, if you wish to use a lower preload, then less preload pressure can be applied, as may be clinically indicated. The impulse adjusting instrument comes equipped with a single stylus. Simply push the stylus into the nose piece until it touches the bottom. That's it. Cervical and lumbar dual styluses are also available. To interchange the single and dual styluses, just pull out on the stylus and push in the dual stylus. It's that easy. The cervical dual stylus is used when you want to direct a bilateral P to A thrust, or for adjusting retrolisthesis subluxations in the cervical and thoracic spine. In the lumbar spine, or on the sacral base, the lumbar dual stylus is used in the same manner. Easier on you and easier on your patients. Impulse is faster, lighter, and stronger, and backed by research you can trust. These are among the many features of the new impulse adjusting instrument. We appreciate the ability to serve you and are proud to have played a role in the wonderful care that you provide to your patients.